Target Trading Academy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Preston Vogl here at Target Trading Academy with today's micros market recap. We've got about 15 minutes left here in our equities before they close. But let's get right into it. It is Thursday, March 9th, 3:45 p.m. Gold and oil already closed. Let's take a look at what happened. So we opened inside of the range from yesterday. That close was around here. Let me move that off to the side for you. Close was around here. That's where we opened, and we fought at this edge for a bit. Buyers took it through, made new highs. Sellers finally stepping in, and we did have a little bit another fight here. Ultimately, sellers won and brought it down, and once they broke through this low that they had around 11 o'clock, that turned into support, becoming resistance, and they just decided to keep going even lower. So we are finishing net down for the day in oil. As far as gold goes, it's going to be finishing net positive. We opened inside that range and got to that close and kept going, making new highs. You can see they ignored that HVA for the resistance, but came back for that support play and ultimately turned around twice at that HVA above us as well. So positive finish in gold. Our equities are going to be finishing down on the day. That's why I started a little early. Even though we're not done, we are so far away from the close from yesterday that it's pretty safe to say that we'll be down on the day. They might have some rally, but regardless, we are more than likely to finish down. So we opened at that range high from the day prior. There's the range high. Fought that HVA edge, made some new highs, and then we were really waiting on that news that came out around 10. You can see the volatility keeping it alive and well, but then after that, it just slowed down and pretty much just melted the rest of the day. So that first couple hours, slow and steady, no real movement, very grindy. That's how it's been for about the past week or so, week and a half. Just slow, methodical, grinding moves. And then around lunchtime, there seems to be some sort of directional shift, and they just keep going with that through lunch. And then about an hour or so before the markets close for New York, there's another change, and they start bringing it back towards that main level. And that's just what I've been observing this past few weeks. Now, that's not going to guarantee that's going to keep doing that. It's just an observation to make. And you can see most recently we had another response at that HVA edge once, twice, 3 times for that edge to hold. We are finishing that down in the ES. Similar story in the NASDAQ. Let me just scroll back here with a little slight difference from how we opened. In terms of how we opened for the NASDAQ, we did open much like the ES at that range, but unlike the ES, we just hovered up here more so than we did in the S&P. The S&P was more willing, I would say, to go with the sellers. The NASDAQ was a little bit more reluctant, for lack of a better word, but you can see again the response at those HVA edges for both support and resistance, even at the open. And you can just see that it was more of a fight in the NAS than it was in the ES. But ultimately, the sellers did kick it into high gear during that lunchtime that we were talking about, that we've been observing lately, just that lunchtime move, that directional move that we've been watching as those markets have been coming down here. Excuse me, when they've been trending as of late. Now, again, that can change. They're always going to change their method of manipulation, you could say, because it's not the little guys that are controlling the market. You got to understand these are the big institutions, those big banks. They're the ones that are making these moves, and they have to change their strategy up consistently or they'll be found out, right? So you have to pay attention to how the markets behave each and every day and observe those changes. But like the ES, we are closing or going to be closing down well below the close from yesterday. You'd have to have a ton of volatility enter in to get back to that close from yesterday. So it's pretty safe to say that we will be net down in those equities. If you are interested in learning more information about the methodology that we teach live in our rooms each and every day that the markets are open, or if you're interested in learning how to get these levels onto your charts the night before your next day's trading activity. Yes, you heard that right. The night before, these levels are posted for our students to put onto their respective charts so that they can trade with them that evening or early morning before the markets even open. Yes, you can do that in futures or during the pit session. Again, if you are interested in either of those, feel free to reach out to us. We are Target Trading Academy. You can find us on Facebook or go to our website at targettrading.co. Again, that is targettrading.co. Get in touch with the consultant at either location. They'll gladly show you what we do in our rooms each and every day. You'll be able to see for yourself why we are the #1 trading education company in the world. Look forward to seeing you there.